Hello, everyone. This is a quick microphone check. Just make sure you can hear me. We'll get started right away. I'm sharing my screen. Make sure you can see my screen and hear my voice. This is being recorded today and will be made available to you in an email following the presentation sometime this afternoon. Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate that. All right, let's get started. Hello, my name is Randy Lindsay. I'm with MT4Professional. Today, we're going to be going over a live market scanner for the MT4 platform. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinal. He is our technology guru and the product development director. I am trade coach and operations director here at MT4Professional, and we are here to make these presentations as clearly and as concise as possible. What we're going to talk about today is the market scanner, what MT4Professional is. I'll give you a live demonstration, a very special offer, and then of course we'll go into all of the question and answer sessions. If you currently are a subscriber to MT4Professional, then stick around for the Q&A or the demonstration. That way I can answer any of your questions, give any demonstration on the powerful power of the platform itself, and show you exactly how to use things. And otherwise, most people in this room are first-time attendees, and so we're going to be looking at scanning. We're going to be looking at what MT4Professional is all about, and then show you exactly how to use it. So if you really think that you can scan 630 different pairs, 54x pairs, 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames, that's a lot. If you think that you can manually scan that many for trade opportunities, you're probably mistaken. Most people can only trade maybe 5 or 10 at the most because it just takes so long to change the charts and move everything around so quickly. We saw that ourselves when we were putting MT4Professional together, but I just want to point that out here, that this is one point that a lot of people miss out on, is that these are opportunities you can see in a heartbeat if you have a scanner that is out there looking for you instead of you having to do all the manual work. Sorry. My mouse was giving me some problems there. Every time I moved it moved back. All right, so a market scanner is an automatic tool that allows you to scan the market at a single glance for any symbol or time frame based upon your rules. So if you look over on the right, you can see a symbol list, and you can see a pair of different time frames, hourly and minute, and different color codes dictating either bullishness or bearishness. So the idea is that with a single glance, you can look to see which ones have aligned, which ones have come into a trade opportunity, and which ones are not. Now, how many of you just glance right over there and can instantly see the pairs that have aligned and then the ones that have not? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Now, look how many pairs there are. That's a lot. The brain is an amazing tool, and if you give it an opportunity, it can do amazing things. So MT4Professional does the same thing for you. It's not a signal provider, but what it does is it enables you to get the most of your system without missing any potential opportunities. The example here on the right shows a simple moving average cross. It's a strategy that many people use today. It's very popular. What we're doing is we're looking at a 15 and 30-minute simple moving average, and we're looking at the cross. So a bullish cross is a MA15 crossing over a 30. A bearish cross is an MA15 crossing under a 30. And so a scanner should be able to tell us when that occurs. And if it does, to alert us. If it crosses a bearish cross, I want it to be red. If it's a bullish cross, I want it to be green. So what about different time frames? Looking at multiple time frames and doing multiple time frame technical analysis really isn't that easy on MT4, but the idea behind it is that you get a higher probability of a profitable trade if you're trading using multiple time frames. If you look at the chart over on the right, you can see the longer time frame tends to trend for a much longer period of time compared to the shorter time frames. If you're trading a shorter time frame in line with the longer time frame trend, the probabilities are in your favor of having a profitable trade. And you can clearly see that on the chart. The shorter time frames are noisy and have a lot of corrections and pullbacks, but the longer time frame corrections, although they are larger, are typically much longer. And so if you're trading the shorter time in the direction of the longer time, then your profitable trades are going to outweigh your correction trades, and then you're going to be overall net gain on the day. So by checking multiple time frames before you initiate a trade, you'll be in harmony with the longer time frame market, and you'll have the higher probability lower risk trades. So if a scanner could do that for you, if it could search not only for the setups according to your rules, but show you when the trade is aligned with the longer time frame trend, that would be an extremely valuable tool, don't you say? So our problem was that on MT4, there wasn't a scanner available for us to use. So we decided to make one of our own. The ones we looked for and tried to find were either too complex to configure, they required high programming skills, they were either unstable or just a single tool that didn't integrate with the entire system. And most of the time, they were incompatible with all the other indicators that we wanted to use in our strategies. So in developing MT4 Professional, we said, we want to have a scanner that can do all of this for us, and now it does. And now MT4 Professional has the #1 market scanner on MT4 or MT5. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for any setup that match your unique rules and criteria based upon your own indicators. So when you find a good setup, MT4 Professional allows you to use enhanced technical analysis, multiple time frame analysis, which really isn't easy to do on MT4, and it allows you to scan for these setups in real time. So stay tuned. I'll give you some examples, but I want to throw a poll out real quick. I want to ask about what benefit that you might have with regards to missing trades or using the market scanner. So if Claudio can launch that that poll for me, I'd appreciate it. There we go. So how can the market scanner best benefit you? Less risk, less time wasted, better chance of finding high probability trades, or you really don't know because you haven't had a chance to try an advanced tool? Let me know your thoughts. After a certain number of you have signed up or voted, Claudio will close the poll and share the results. We'll see about how many of you are looking for a scanner, what part of the scanner you're really looking for. Usually most people vote on the higher probability trades, but we found an increase in the amount of time wasted searching for trade setups. So there's been a lot of people voting for that one as well. Better chance of finding high probability trades is still the highest winner. 47% of you, 27% definitely less time wasted. About the same amount don't really know. So that's good. It's good to know. So let me close that and go to the next slide. Let's go into a nice live demonstration now, see what we can do. So let me pull up my MT4 platform and give you a really good setup here. Notice, first of all, that on MT4 Professional, we have it set up the way you normally would, but with some pluses. Number one, I wanted to show you the smart workspace. First of all, the multiple time frame analysis is enhanced using the crosshairs across the smart workspace. Notice the crosshair moves on all 3 windows. I'm on the 15-minute right now, but notice on the right, my 30-minute is moving and my hourly chart is moving all in concert. So when I see a break, a potential input move, I can look over at my longer time frame to see if that same break has occurred on the longer time frame trends and if I'm in line with or harmony with the longer term trend. If I am, then that becomes my trade opportunity. And I can see these set up right here simply by looking at the crosshairs I have on the screen. They show me real time whether I'm in line with the longer time frame or not. So that an opportunity at this point gives me a potential 49 to 50 pip trade looking at a euro US dollar on a 15-minute time frame. The risk in the trade was limited to about 1, maybe 2 pips. So this was a very nice setup for potential trade. You can see the scanner on the left has a symbol list, and it has a bunch of different time frames with color codes listed on those. These color codes on this particular example are showing me a exponential moving average. This is a 15-period exponential moving average with price, and whenever the price crosses over on top of the moving average, then that's a bullish cross. Whenever it crosses under, it's a bearish cross. So I have my output show me when it's bullish and when it's bearish. So I can see that the euro US dollar is in a longer term bullish trend. Anytime I see a close below my exponential moving average, then I can very quickly look over at my 15, 30, 60-minute chart and see that the cross isn't under the EMA here or here. So I would not take this as an exit or a trade. I would just simply stick with the trade because it's in line with the longer term trend. I don't need to worry about getting booted out. So I stay with the trade. Right? Very easy, very quick to see. And you can also see that across here. If this goes red and these two are still green, very quickly you automatically know, okay, that's just a potential setup, but I don't have to worry about it because my longer term trend has already shown me to stick with this trade. That's one of the many examples of the advantage of using this. Say now I want to look at the pound dollar. Instead of finding the pound dollar on my list, my market watch dragging and dropping the symbols to the charts, all I have to do is one click on my scanner list and I automatically go to the pound dollar on all 3 of my time frames. Okay. So notice how quick that was done. So my setup is done in real time, but you can see the alignment, the pullback, the potential trade setup right here, the 3 time frame crossover. There's your potential entry right there. The same setup, the same trade, the same opportunity. So from this point, we were looking at a potential 78 pip opportunity, and again, 0 pip of risk, 0 pip. So you can see the opportunities there. If you're looking to go short, you do the exact same thing. You go over and just click on whatever symbol you're looking for and find the opportunity that's there. So everything looks beautiful and set up and working just fine. All right. So there are questions with regard to this. Well, how do I get this set up just like this? Okay, that's what the configuration is all about. So let me show you real quickly how to set this up. Select the configuration button. It shows you the custom configurations that you have created. It also gives you a list of all of the presets that we provide for you when you subscribe to MT4Professional, and any one that you have sent or received in the members area. So when you send or receive pre-configurations with other members, then you have access to that here. So EMA and price is the one I want to load. So if I edit it, then it shows me my configurations. Over on the right-hand side, you can see the chart setup. Over on the left-hand side, you can see the scanner setup. The scanner setup includes the symbols and the rules that you would use to color code your symbols. And on the right just shows how to set up the charts. Notice that I have 3 charts on the right. One is larger than the other 2. So if I click on that, you can see that I've configured this simply by dragging and dropping and moving them around. 3 charts where my left chart is larger than my 2 other right charts. If I wanted to add a chart, all I have to do is just simply click the add button. want to automatically tile them so that they are set up in measured rows or columns, then I can set it up any way that I like with any number of charts that I want to have set up. And if you want to just start over, then you can. Once you have the charts loaded, then just simply use the pull-down menus to select the time frame and the template that you want loaded for the chart. Now notice I have a simple template that's loaded. Each one of these charts are set up with the EMA and price template that I've already pre-configured and loaded. But if I need to use another template, then all I have to do is hit the plus sign, which is located just to the right of the pull-down menu. And then it goes into my MT4 or MT5 templates directory and allows me to use any of the templates that I have already configured or set up and for this setup. So just simply click on that and then add it to your drop-down menu, and then that item will be available on all other drop-down menus. And I'll give you an example here. I'll click EMA and add that one in, and see now I have an EMA and I have an EMA and price. And you can see on the other charts, I can also see the pull-down menu now is populated with any of the workspaces that I have loaded. So there's the simplicity of it. It's simple, it's very concise and easy to use, and it's very intuitive. If you don't want to start with that and you want to start with another configuration, say that you were trying to go back in and reconfigure a new setup, and you wanted to just use this one as an example. So EMA and price is the one you wanted to use. You can save it as another file by clicking the Save button, or you can click on the chart setup and then start from another configuration. So this means that you can start from any other configuration file you have or that anybody else has sent you and use that as an example for where to start from. So if I wanted the EMA and price, I just simply click on it. If I wanted to start with the alligator, I'll just use that as the example. So here the alligator is set up as two windows, an hourly and a 4-hour, which are set up into top and bottoms. If I wanted to change that so that they were vertical, now I've got two windows that are set up vertically, and they would show up vertically instead of horizontally on my screen. I want to add one more chart. I will set this up and tile those. There's 3 horizontal. And if I set this up to tile, then notice it'll take one and make it large. The other 2 are small. This is an hourly. I'll make that one a 30-minute. So now I have a 30-minute, an hour, and a 4-hour. This one doesn't have a template. Let me select a template. Now I have 3 time frames set up where I'm going from that. Any questions about that? I'll be more than glad to go over that with you right now. Now let's go back into the scanner. The scanner, once you open it up, you can edit your symbol list or you can edit your scanner's rules. If you click on the symbol list, then you can see the symbol list editor allows you to see the symbol list that you are currently using here on the right and all of the symbols that are available to you on MT4 or MT5 over on the left. You can start from another configuration. If you already have a list that you've already configured, you can just select that, go to the configuration, and use that, and it'll automatically load the configuration that you had from that previous file. Okay? If you want to start over from another one, then you can do that as well. Let me go back to the there it is. And then there's the default configuration right there. Now, if you go back to the scanner, then the scanner is where all the rubber meets the road. It's basically where all the rules are set to establish and give you a color code that matches what you want. Now, the scanner, let me go ahead and clear this because I want to be able to see it. I'll set this up over this way. I'm going to move this right over here like that. So you can see the scanner, and then we can see the setup over here. So if I edit this, and I edit my scanner, then you can see that the rules I'm using to define the colors are defined here in order to set these setup colors the way that I want them. Notice there are 3 different time frames, so there should be 3 different time frame rule sets loaded here on this chart. Now you can see that with the plus sign you can add as many other time frames as you like. Clicking at one time, I'm going to make that a 4-hour instead of a 1-hour. What color rules? The only color rule I have is my main color rule, so I establish it, and I'm ready to go. Now I can even add another one if I wanted to. If I wanted to see what the color rule was, then all I have to do is click the edit button. That's a little pencil right there on the side. And this one gives you the conditions to set. First of all, it's going to go through and say, what condition is it going to require in order to make it a bullish setup? So I told you earlier that when I see price crossing over my exponential moving average, I want to see a green box. That's a bullish condition. I want to see that. So when price is greater than my MA15, it's a bullish setup. Now I have a default color here as yellow, and I have 2 different definitions here where price is less than the 15 and price is greater than the 15. That's very straightforward. But if I wanted to, I could make my default color one of my colors that I was looking for, say, for example, red. So by default, it's always going to be red, and it will only turn green if my price is greater than the MA, because if it's not greater than, it's less than, and if it's less than, it will always be red. And I can go ahead and get rid of this condition altogether. So if I get rid of that and only have one condition, my test will run much faster because it's only looking at one comparison, and by default, it's already going to be red. So the idea behind this is to streamline your scan and make it a lot faster. So it's always going to be red unless I get a green condition that comes in. That's my rule. To define the conditions, you can see that I have price and my MA15 predefined. If you need to add another condition or a comparing item, then just simply click the plus sign, and you can choose any indicator that you're looking for, or a constant value, depending upon what you're trying to do. If you have a relative strength and you want to see if that relative strength is greater than 50, or if you have a MACD, that's or a stochastic that you're looking for an overbought or oversold condition, then you're looking for it being greater than 70 or 80% on a nominal scale. So that's what you'd be looking for as a constant. But if you're looking for an indicator, then you can select from any of the pre-configured indicators on MT4, for example, the moving averages. Go into the trend, there's your moving average right there. I want to set up a moving average, use that, and instead of it being a 15 period, I want it to be a 30 period. This is simple. I want it to be exponential on close of price. Okay. So I'm going to click OK, and now that's set up as a 30 period. So now I've got this set up looking for, oops, didn't mean to do that. Looking for the cross. So if my 30 period exponential is greater than the 15 period, it's going to say it's bullish. Well, that's not true. I want my 15 to be greater than my 30. That's a bullish cross. So if my 15 crosses over greater than my 30 period, that is a bullish cross. And I have that or that. Now, if I have a condition where I want to say, I want to see a 15 crossing over the 30, and I want to see price greater than the 15, boom. I have 2 conditions now that have to be met in order for this color to turn green. Price has to be greater than the 15, and the 15 has to have crossed over the 30. Those are 2 conditions that guarantee that I'm a bullish condition. Otherwise, it's bearish, and I don't want to play that game. Okay? You'd click OK and save it. I'm not going to do that since I don't want to change my configuration. And that's how you would set it up and do that. So if you have any specific questions about that or the configurations or MT4 in general and how to use that, just let me know. Notice when I resize my window, see how it went smaller? And if I even scan it here and move it down a little bit more, notice that the chart windows all automatically resize based upon the size of my frame window. That's just a nice feature. All right. You have the automatic time frames. You have the one-click integration. Now let's look at some of the nice features on the website. So if I were to go over to MT4Professional's website, then let me show you some of the nice features. So by simply logging in, clicking the sign in button and logging in to the home area, this is your MT4Professional home member site, then this is the landing page, helps you to get started by going through each one of these onboarding steps. Okay. What I want to pull you to is that's the home button. You can download the software on any page, either MT4 or MT5 version right here. I want to show you the real-time scanner. Okay, the real-time scanner is a feature that allows you to not be tied down to your computer, but it'll always allow you to always be able to use MT4Professional when you're on the road. Simply pull your browser up, log into the members area, click on the real-time scanner, and then select the MT4 account that your laptop or your computer is being used on. It will automatically set up for you a live real-time scanner of the current scanner that you have running on your computer. You can click on any of these symbols and watch this. Right now I'm currently on the pound dollar. I'll click on the euro and notice that the euro symbol is now changed on all the charts, and that I'll get a snapshot here on my mobile device showing me a current snapshot of the configuration as it is right now. So I can see, okay, the euro is still bullish on all three timeframes. I don't have to worry about this. I'll go on with my business. So I'm not tied to my computer. So I can take this on my mobile device, on my phone, my tablet, and then I can keep track of my trades as they're happening. If I have a snapshot that I want to keep, then I can go over to my snapshot section. I can find any of the snapshots that I've captured. I've got them all tagged. So if I'm looking specifically for any of my euro-based snapshots, then you can see that they're all configured within the setup and configurations. And if you find one that you like, that you want to share with other people, then you can just simply click on the share link right here and copy it and share it on your favorite social media platform. Not limited to these. These are just quick links, but you can share them on any device. And then you can make any of these things global or shareable by just selecting the global or shareable link on the device itself. You can see here this is global, and then or I can make it private as well. And then you can manage any of your MT4 or MT5 licenses simply by going over and looking at the number of licenses that you have access to. So I have 9 real and 7 demo licenses still available. And so I'll go through and change those as needed. And if I need to have more or less licenses, or if I need to move them around and I'm not using this one anymore, then all I have to do is just simply remove the license and then log into another device, and it'll automatically allow me in, right? So from the MT4Professional homepage, then you can get access to the exclusive Skype chat room where we chat with each other with regards to setting up configurations or even trade setups if you want to. The Help Center, the documentation and online knowledge base is right here. Simply click it, and it will take you to the online knowledge base that'll go through how to install, how to uninstall, whether you're a Mac user, any quick support, migrating, and then how to configure the software. With really good examples, a few videos listing these, and then any questions with regards to your membership in MT4Professional. All listed right there. If you still need questions or support, then you can open up a new support ticket simply by clicking this button here, and it'll enable you to give a support request to our staff, who will be more than glad to get back to you and give you answers to all of your questions within 24 hours. The follow-up or check the status of an open ticket, you can just simply click that and go right to the ticket section of MT4 to do that. Okay, a couple of questions here. Gert, I had a question about MACDs. Histogram bars turns down or up, and the same time stochastic %K hook down or up from a 55 to 80 range for a sell. A 20 to 45 range for a buy. Is that possible? Okay, so you're looking for the bars simply to turn up or down. So when you define the bars turning up or down, let me pull up an example then. So let me select my MACD configuration. Okay, so if we're looking at a MACD, when you say the bars turn up or down, I'm assuming this right here. You've got a negative bar, and then when it goes positive. So a MACD, a positive MACD histogram is what you're specifically looking for. Then if you had a stochastic %K hook down within a 5580 range, then that's what you would be looking for. So let's see if I can't get a stochastic in here. Now this was you didn't give me any specifics for the stochastics, but I'll just assume the default for now, just to show you the setup. So you're looking for the 80 range, and the low side is the 55 range. So you'd be looking for a 55 value right in there. So you'd be looking for that crossover. So you have two different signals here: the stochastic and the signal. This right here is the actual value of the stochastic, and this is the signal line based on that. So you can use either one of those. And the way that you would use those, if you go over here and look at the data window for this particular one, you can see that based upon the setup here, the data window shows you the MACD output and the stochastics output. Both of these have two outputs. The first one is the MACD that shows you the actual histogram. The second one is the signal line, the red line. On the stochastic, the first value is the green or blue value line, and the second one is the red dashed signal line. Now you can use either one of these if you have access to either one of these within MT4 Professional, and you can use either one of those to do the condition on. So absolutely, if you're just looking for the stochastic value to be up, you said down or up from the 5580 range. So I'm assuming that once you get a cross here to greater than, and then you see the stochastic starting to cross down below 80, that would be your trigger point. So if you're looking at that as a trigger point, yes, absolutely. MT4 Professional can not only tell you whether this is positive and this is below 80, it'll tell you when the first occurrence occurs, and it can even give you an SMS message telling you that this event has occurred for a potential setup. Now, this right here, you might want to look at it because you're looking for this cross first, then this cross, and that might get you into a particular long trade better. If you're looking for the short trade setup, then you're waiting for this to possibly come back down again and cross negative. And at that point, you'd be seeing a cross from a negative MACD and a overbought stochastic. And that would give you a better sell signal. But absolutely, whatever your rules or whatever your criteria are, then MT4 Professional is set up and configured and to give you the answers for that. So if we were to look at this configuration, you can see that for my scanner, the rules I have set up, it's a strong signal. The strong signal down is based upon the MACD being greater than the close of the MACD. So what I'm looking for is the MACD signal line being less than the MACD baseline. So that's the histogram. In this case, I'm looking for a histogram close greater or less than that. So if you're looking for this signal line right here, then when this histogram closes down under the signal line, that's where I'm looking for a short. Or whenever this histogram closes greater than the signal line, then this is where I'm looking for a potential buy. That's what that says. So with that, this says that that has to be greater than the value, and the close has to be less than a 15-period moving average. So based upon this, I need this close to be less than the 15-period, and I need my histogram to be less than my signal line, or for my signal line to be greater than my histogram. That's what this is saying. Signal line greater than my histogram, and my close is less than my 15-period exponential. If that's the case, it's a sell. Otherwise, it's a buy. Just the opposite condition. I can throw the stochastic in just the same way. So by adding that indicator, I just have my default parameters that were set up, so I'll pull that in, say OK. So the stochastic value has to be less than a fixed value, 50. Nope, you said 55. No, let's see, it has to be less than A. There we go. There it is. If it has to be greater than 55 in that range, then you can say, okay, and I need my stochastic to be greater than, oh, sorry, don't have it there, a constant 55. There you go. That's your condition. MACD cross over the close of my exponential moving average with price, and then my stochastic range has to be satisfied. If it's in that range and this crosses over, that's my sell signal, or vice versa. Whatever your conditions are. And if I've got these backwards, it's simple change. Just make that one greater than and make that one less than. And it's just that simple. And you're done. And that way you're comparing your MACD and your stochastic, and you have a signal set that will tell you that this is good. Once you have this set up for both the sell side and the buy side configured, or if you configure your sell side and by default you want to go with your buy side or vice versa, you have that flexibility. If you need to add other conditions, then you can add those here. If you need to add more and conditions, you add those right here. And don't forget to add a description of what these refer to, so that in the future when you come back to this, you'll know exactly what you were talking about. And then once you have that configured, you can set this up to send you a real-time notification. If you turn your notifications on in MT4 or MT5, that'll automatically notify you anyway. But if you set this up, then it will notify you and send you an SMS message whenever the setup occurs and send you the signal for any time frame. So you have access to that same custom rule set on any time frame that you set up. If I wanted to make this for a hourly, then all I have to do is just set up that same rule set, and now there I have it for 15, 30, and an hourly setup, just like that. Just like that. Eusebio, how can we describe a condition like condition 1 or condition 2, or instead of and? I think I probably might have answered that in my example I just gave. If I did not, let me know, because I showed both the and the or condition and how to set up and use your conditions 1 and 2. But if not, give me a little more detailed question and I'll be glad to go over it in a little more detail. Now notice I have this stochastic loaded in the chart, but if I were to go back in and reload this configuration, this would go away. So if I have a condition set up like this, then what I want to do is I want to save this as a new template. Notice I have my EMA and price set up here, but if I wanted to have EMA, price, and if I wanted to have this one, EMA and price, with a MACD and stochastic added, then I'll want to add it and save it as a new template. And then when I go to edit my configuration, then on my template here, I wouldn't just load the MACD template, I would load my new MACD and stochastics template from the list. And if you don't see it on your pull down, then click the plus sign and it will come up here on your list. Instead of just the MACD, then it'll be your MACD plus stochastics. And just simply load it up here and it's ready to go. One last thing, it should automatically do it for you, but if it's not, look at your template. Look at your indicator list. Look at the indicator list on the chart and make sure that the MT4Professional chart indicator is loaded on the chart. If it is, then you're all set up and ready to go. Okay, Eusebio, I appreciate that. I'll be more than glad to go over it in detail here if you'd like, but a little bit more detail, then you can do that. That'd be fine. Tamu, does the MT4 Pro provide for one to use others tweaked indicators? Yes. You can use any indicator that you have access to. You can see here that I've got some of my own pre-configured tweaked indicators here as well. I'll load that up and show you. You can see these are specific indicator tools that allow you to use them to see where these setups occur using multiple time frames or how they look with the longer time frame charts as well. So the idea is to integrate those. So you can see you can have multiple color codes within any cell regardless of how complex the indicator is. So yes, you can use any indicators within these configurations. And I'll show you exactly how that's done. So within the custom rule configurations, then I have defined the trend, the volume, and the momentum, which is the heat map, using 3 different conditions. And then each one of these conditions are defined within. So here, the trend, I'm looking for a trend signal that's greater than 0, which means the green trend goes from a 0 to a 1 state. That means it's in an uptrend. The same thing, if it's in a downtrend, then my red trend dot, which is the second signal, so you notice that this is set up as a trend 1. This one over here is set up as a trend 2. Okay, and likewise, I've got one here that's set up as condition 3. It's white. When my trend dots here have turned white, then I want to see when that occurs. So this is trend condition 3. Okay, so any of your outputs or any of these setups or pre-configures can be set up from that point. And if you're looking at the indicator itself and you need to change the values, then you go through and select the edit button for that indicator. And then you can change the conditions specified on the parameters of that indicator input. Otherwise, just simply use the default values and they can load those in. But if you need to specifically change them, then you can do that in this parameter section. And of course, if you need help doing that and you can't do it yourself, then we're more than glad and available to help you in doing that. Also, when you're in a configuration and you want to save that or set it up, notice in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a share button. This allows you to share your configuration with any of the other traders within the traders network. It'll automatically send this configuration just the way you've done it to all of your friends or your buddies, your compadres, to allow them access to your configurations. Even if you have a proprietary configuration and you want to even sell it to someone else, then you can sell it to them and then send it to them. It's just that simple. It's all set up just the way that you like it. We make all of our configurations available to you at no cost, so we like to be able to do that for you as well. Philip, hey, how you doing? Is it possible to configure a purchased indicator with no program data available? I'm not sure what that means exactly, but like a purchase indicator would be like a third-party indicator that you've purchased, using no program data, and not purchasing special computer programming services. Well, that all depends on if that indicator can be viewed from the output window. So if you pull the output window up and the indicator itself has an output data stream, basically it shows you the outputs that it provides for you, then no special programming services would be required. If the outputs of the indicator aren't available to you under the data window, then you will need to have a bridge set up for that application. Well, that just tweaks me in the direction of our new upcoming workshop coming up that we're going to show you exactly how to set up and do a bridge for any indicator and integrate it with MT4Professional. We're going to not only show you how to use these setups and configurations in MT4 and to use it to make money, we're going to show you how to set up any indicator using a bridge function within the MT4Professional platform to integrate your custom indicators with MT4Professional. So absolutely. So let me get back to my presentation real quick. So this last poll, as far as the information that we shared, going over the features of MT4Professional, which one of the features that I showed you did you like the best? I know you probably like them all, but notice there's not an all button here. So I'm forcing you to pick one. You like how cool it was? You could just click on a single instrument and see it populate on all of your charts. You like the ability to trade and to interchange with other traders, all of your configurations at the same time. How mobile it is that you can take it anywhere and you're not tied to your computer anymore. That it does multiple time frame technical analysis so easily, or that it's so easy to set up. Oh yeah, I skipped the best one to me, I think. It's the scanner, of course, you silly. My rules, my way. I always vote that one. Because if I had to do without one, I could do without the other ones, but I couldn't do without the scanner. So that's what I would say. So once the poll is almost done, then we'll go through and show you the output. All right, it's the scanner, of course, my rules, my way. But the multiple time frame technical analysis is it's a second next high, because that's really difficult to do on MT4 and MT5. Looking at those, it takes a lot of time to go through. And MT4Professional makes it so easy to do, and it lines it up. It's just one of the nicer features that we've got. So that's good. I like that. All right, so let me go through and make you a very special offer to get going on this. I got another poll. Do we have another poll? Oh, we did. Okay. Are you currently using MT4 Professional? If you are, you can ignore my offer. But if you aren't, let me know. If you are, yes, I love it. If you're not, then let me know why not. You haven't had time to try it. You want to know more about it. You're not sure if you really need it or not, or you're not even interested at the moment. That's fine. Any of those answers are perfectly acceptable. Select the one that you like and submit that, and then I'll get on to the offer. We like to do a big 50% off offer to those who come to the webinar. Otherwise, it's normally a higher price if you just go straight to the website and buy. But I'll get to that here just as soon as the poll finishes. Wow, 40% of the respondents say they are currently using MT4 Professional and they absolutely love it. Two others have tried it. Some want to know a little bit more, and that's probably why you're here today. So combined, that's probably the majority of the class right now. And a couple say that they're not interested or they don't know if they need it yet. So hopefully I'll answer all of those questions before we leave here today. Let me give you an opportunity to get started with MT4 Professional. I've shown you all the features. This is the value of each of the features, the pre-configured work sets, the full software version for both MT4 and MT5, exclusive access to our Skype chat room, unlimited configuration storage and SMS notifications. $22.95 is the ballpark figure, but of course you're not going to pay that. For a limited time, we make it available at $194 a month, which today, again, we give you a 50% knockoff of that, $97 a month, and you get it for 14 days free just to give it a try to see if you want it, if you need it, or if you can use it or not. The majority of people who try it stick with it and use it. This is a lifetime subscription, so it means once you've subscribed, you're locked into the price and the lifetime discount. And the only way you lose your discount is by canceling your subscription. But if you take the 14-day trial, then you'll get access to the full version of either MT4 or MT5 software, and you'll give access to the 14-day trial, absolutely free. Cancel any time before the trial ends. Otherwise, you'll be charged $97 at the end of the 14 days. Make sure that you cancel before the 14 days and to avoid the $97 charge. The link is mt4professional.com/trial. If you have any other questions or comments, now's the time to do it. I'll go ahead and leave this here, and I'll go back to my platform. And I'll make it so that you can still see the link at the bottom. Is there a configuration or a question you'd like for me to show or to answer? Or if you don't know if you need it or not, is there a way that I can show you the configurations, how you can set that up? Longer time frame was already in. You can see the initiation of the trend right there. Start. The risk in the trade was almost 2 pips. It had gotten up to 14 to 15 pips on a 5-minute chart. The 15-minute chart looks like it came in a whole lot better. And then lining that up with your 30-minute chart, then you can see where volume actually started coming in. You can see the true reversal, volume, and then the breakout occurred right about this point. So looking at the alignment of the chart, you can see right here, this was the best setup for the alignment right there. This one, the 15-minute hadn't gone yet. You had to wait 2 bars in order for the 15 to go. The 5-minute, let me click over on this chart here. Oh, I moved my chart there. Move that right there. Right there. The 5-minute, there was the initiation of the trend on the 5-minute chart. Notice that you got in a much earlier than you would have gotten in earlier. Price chopped around, could even have stopped you out. But notice how it's kept you in the trade, how looking at the longer term trend got you in the trade and held you in the trade for a much longer period of time. And then you were able to use your 5-minute chart to get in at the point that the 30-minute chart showed you the volume reversal. So you wait for the initiation, you get in at the proper point when the trend identifies with the longer term, and it gives you a much better potential. So getting in at this point and then going back up to your high point gives you a much better profit point. I don't have to pull that one out just to see the whole thing. There we go. So that was a 55 pip trade rather than a 16 pip. So instead of making 160 bucks, you're going to be making 540 bucks. There you go. All right. The workshop I mentioned earlier, Claudio just shared a link on the workshop. If you click on that link, you'll find out more about our scanner workshop. We're taking 20 people, and we're going to show you all of the details with regards to the scanner itself, setting the scanner up, using it, using any custom indicator, and we'll even show you how to build your own bridge to integrate that with MT4Professional. Now we have a service where we allow, where we can program that for you, but we show you exactly how it's done because it's so easy and it's so simple to set up and use. We go through all the details of setting up the scans. We even allow you to bring all of your rules. We're going to have a breakout session during the workshop where we're going to be working on your rule sets, and we'll sit down, Claudio and I both will be able to analyze and look at your rules and your sets and give you our feedback and our information to help you set up your specific scanner and rules so that you go away from the workshop not only with your own customized workspace, but you come up with a strategy that should give you the profits that you are specifically looking for. So there's a lot of other information we'll be covering, but absolutely, you're more than welcome to join us on that. The link that Claudio shared is on the scanner workshop, and there's more information on the landing page there on if you're interested in attending. Philip asked a question. He wants to know, how do you edit the symbols in the selection for the scanners? Okay, these symbols are very easy to edit, so just click on Select Configuration, click on the Configuration Setup, and type Edit. Edit allows you to click on either the scanner panel or the chart panel. Click on the scanner panel, and then here's your symbol checklist right there. All right, from the symbol checklist, you can select any of the currently configured symbols on your list. You can click the X to remove them if you don't want them on there. You can clear them all. And then you can start adding any symbols like any euro symbol. You can select it over here on the left. Hold down the Shift key to select multiple ones. Hold down the Control key to skip. And then once you have them loaded, simply click the Add arrow to add those specific symbols over to your list. Now this list then, once you say OK and save it, will be saved to your scanner list and input from that list. Okay. And that's how it'll come up on your list, just like that. Of course, you make sure you hit the save button. All right, Jeff says that he'll join MT4. He needs the charts and the exact colors. This is an amazing setup. Yes, it is. Not only is it an amazing setup, but you can take whatever indicator you have, whatever rule set that you have based on, and it will show you. It will tell you that when that's done. Something that a lot of people like is the alligator. Let me see if I've got an alligator set up here. Yeah, there's one. Seems to be pretty popular. A lot of people like doing that. So they look for a crossover. You're looking for the lips to be greater than both the jaw and the teeth line. And so you see this initial cross as being your initiation for a long trend. And then you wait for the break of your correction cycle to get in. So this would be your entry for your long. That's the idea behind it. All right. So looking at the analysis, this is noise. You can see the crossovers at a certain point, but if the channel isn't in line, then you can check that as well. So when the green line crosses down under, like right here, then it gives you a short setup. But if that short setup doesn't agree with your longer term cycle, you can't take the trade. That's the beauty of multiple time frames. So it all checks all of that for you within your configuration. So looking at the configuration, click the edit button, go to your rule set, and then you can see that a strong signal that I have for this setup is when alligator 3, which is my lips, it has to be greater than alligator 2, which is my jaw. The lips also have to be greater than alligator 1, which is the teeth. So if I have a condition where the lips are greater than the jaw and the teeth, then I'm bullish. Or if I have the lips less than the jaw and the teeth, then I'm bearish. That's my configuration. That's a strong buy or a strong sell. Now you can put any other conditions that you want within that if you're looking for that, like, for example, is the longer time frame greater than that setup and so forth. So that's the idea behind it. You're looking to see not only if that condition is good for your 30-minute, is it good for your 60, for that 4-hour or the daily? And then that gives you a good bullish setup, good bullish configuration. Higher probability, lower risk. That's the name of the game. And you get it sent to your mobile device. So MT4Professional.com/trial to get started, to get your own copy today. Try it for 14 days. You don't have anything to lose. Cancel before the 14 days is over if you don't want to be charged. Otherwise, you will automatically be charged and continue your subscription to the full software for the entire length of the trial. Yeah, Philip, we've done a lot of improvements. It's got a lot faster. And notice sometimes the scanner is actually so fast that it actually goes faster than your computer lets it. And you start getting some messages that says it can't find indicators. Well, that's because the scanner can sometimes go faster than your computer processes. So we've given you the opportunity or the ability to scan it, slow it down. So your scanner speed is a input configuration. If you've got leading edge state-of-the-art computer, you can go as fast as you want. But if you don't, and you have your dad's hand-me-down laptop, well, use the slow speed, because you're not going to be pushing that poor thing to its limits if you're trying to trade with multiple time frames all at the same time and doing all these checks at the same time. So you have the ability to speed it up or slow it down. I found that my computer works best on the medium speed, and it performs quite well. You can see how quickly each scan criteria and conditions are being scanned for and met in this case. Are there other questions? Anything else I can show you here before we head out for the day? I know your time is valuable, so I don't want to take any more of your time than I have to. Yeah, the workshop is going to be, I think it's on 2 weeks. Let me see here. Yeah, it's actually in 1 week from tomorrow. It's going to be on Tuesday, February the 2nd. I believe that's right. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link Claudio provided. There it is right there. This is a full day workshop, 8 full hours. That's right. Yep, Tuesday, March the 2nd. That's the date. Yeah, 8 hours of my time plus 8 hours of Claudio's time, plus all of the information, only $297. That's incredible. You're going to get a lot of value. This is really just for people who are currently subscribing to MT4 Professional, and we're going to make all of this available to you. And we're even going to allow you to use your own rules, and we're going to work with you on setting up your own scanner and your own rule sets. Absolutely. We're excited. It's our very first online workshop, so we're real excited to get it off the ground and get it going. That's right, March the 2nd. Did I say February 2nd? I think I said March 2nd. But thank you, Noemi, for keeping me straight. All right, I don't see any other new questions. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been my honor to spend my time with you. Please join our Skype chat room, and that way we can have more questions and answers over the next 2 weeks before we come together. But I want to make sure and make my time and our Claudio's time available to you any way that we can. If you do have any other questions or comments, if you need any support, then contact us at support@mt4professional.com. Submit your questions there, and we'll be more than glad to get back. And any of our highly trained professional staff will get back to you within 24 hours. Thank you for your attention and your time. And I'll see you back here in 2 weeks, unless you come to our workshop here a week from tomorrow. And we will see you for a full day of live training then. That's right. If you have a video, you'll be able to speak during the presentation, and we'll be able to interact with each other because it's a Zoom call, so we'll be able to see each other as well. It's a full live presentation. Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye for now.